part 3 of the CSS grid series. So in this part also we are going to use Codepens. So the first thing which we are going to learn is the property of AutoFill and AutoFit. So they're very powerful property and they can be used to create responsive sites in no time, and they are generally used with the repeat function to fit as many as items in one row. So let us start it. So this is my basic layout. It has got 12 items. Each one have a class of item and item 1, item 2, and this is my basic CSS layout, which I'm not going to explain again because I have explained it in part 1. So right now, first we will target the container, and this is where our main code start. This will be display grid. Let have some grid gap also, 20 pixel. Let have a border also, big thick border, solid black. Let me save it. Let me refresh it. Yeah, so it came like this. So now we will have the property of grid template columns. Now here, instead of having as many columns as we like, either with the repeat function as we have seen in the earlier part, or just like it like 100 pixels 100 pixels, we will use the repeat with auto fill 150px. So what does this statement means? This statement means create each item of 150 pixel till the row is filled, and once the row is filled, move it to the next row. So let me save it and let me refresh it. So see, it was able to fill only till item 7, 150 pixel. This is 150 pixel. Then that gap is there, which we have taken for 20 pixel. Then 150 pixel, like this. So once it came here, it was not able to fit this item, so it moved it to the next row. So this is auto fill it. So let me show you this also. If I do it, it is fully responsive. As you can see, it is moving. Okay, so it is fully responsive also. So there is a difference between AutoFill and AutoFit. So to see the difference, we have to actually reduce the number of items. So let us have only 4 items here. Yeah, this is working. R. So we have only 4 items and we have a auto fill. Let me do inspect element, because to know the difference between auto fill and auto fit, we need to see the grid. Let me see the grid, and lines are also displayed. So as you can see, the line, our grid is ending till here or till here. So this is, it is there because we have the property of auto fill. So now let me change it to auto fit. Let me refresh it. See, our grid is ending here itself because our items are ending here. So my grid is ending here itself. So this is the difference between AutoFill and AutoFit. And there is a very good use case of AutoFill also. So for that, let us first see it with AutoFit only. Suppose I want to create a menu item. In some menu items, what happens, a group of items is at the start and the group of item is at the end, or sometimes one item only. So let me do one thing. Let me give the item for a grid column end of -1. So as we have seen in the earlier part, -1 means this item for it to move it to the end. So let me save it, let me refresh it. So see, in AutoFit nothing happens because this is where the grid ends. But let me change it to AutoFill, Command S and A, and see, it moved to the end. So this way we can create very good menu items. So suppose 3 menu items are here and 1 menu item is here. So this way we can do it. And this happened because our grid was ending till here. So now what we are going to see, we are going to see another property known as min max. And let me, for min max, what we are going to do, let me, okay, do Control X and let me do this 5 6 7 8. We need this much. Let me give another div here. And I will give the class name of min max container, min max container to it. So we have another min max container here, and let me have this and here only, so that I can show 2 different things. And let it be there and let it end here only, so that it doesn't affect our thing. So let me save it, and now we will target this. Again, this thing will be the same. Yeah, let me do one thing also. This, we will increase the length a bit. I will do goodbye, and let me copy this also, save it, and let me have it for 100 pixels. Let me save it, and did I save it? Yeah, I saved it. Refresh it. See what happened. This goodbye is outside, and this is our second one, so don't consider it on this one, consider it on this one. So AutoFill is there, but 100 px, so this is coming out, the content is coming out. So how to fix that? So for fixing that, what we need to do is, see, this 100 pixel is there, and we are seeing that 100 pixel is a bit small only. 150 pixel, maybe it will fix. So min max, where I am writing, don't know where I am writing. So min max, let us again do 150 pixel comma 1 fr. So what does that mean? Means every column will be at least 150 pixel. Autofill is there, that is a different thing, but every column will be at least 150 pixel or 1 fr. If it is not 150 pixel, then it should be 1 fr, whatever the free space is available. So this will come into handy into responsive. So I saved it, then I refresh it. See, it fixed itself because 1 fr is also there, so it fixed itself. So this is how min max is used. So we can also check in the tab view. See, it is automatically adjusting itself, and even in the this view it is automatically, it adjusted itself. So adjusted itself by the sense means everything, it will be 1 fr, minimum 150 pixel or 1 fr. So it had extended till here, or and this didn't extend it because there is no min max there, because if you come here it is more than 150 pixel. This is more than 150 pixel. So this is how it is fixed with min max. So but in the desktop view, as you might be seeing, this is the desktop view, this is not extending completely. So for that we'll not use AutoFill, we'll use AutoFit. And I am refresh it and see, it is extending now. So AutoFit with this is a completely responsive layout. If you want to have a completely responsive layout, this is the thing which should be there. So this is how we can create fully responsive sites, fully responsive items with just this line of code: grid template column, AutoFit, min max, and this. So this is one of the most powerful lines of CSS grid. So what now we will do, we will move to the next, our next Codepen, because the next Codepen is a bit different, because we're going to see a new thing. We are going to see a very advanced topic of grid known as template area. So this is one way to use grid, that is completely a radical new way to use grid, and it is totally different from this. So but very powerful way, and not many people uses it. So for this, our setup is, we don't need the body. Our setup is this: a div container is there, one item is there in which there is a sidebar. This is our main content which has got 2 paragraphs, then again a sidebar 2 is there, then again a footer is there, and this is our normal setup. Refresh it because I changed a bit. So this is like this. By default it will come like this because we didn't did anything. So the next thing we will do for this is, first dot container display grid gap is 20 pixel, grid template columns is, let it be one, first one is 1 fr. We are doing a 3 column layout actually, 10 fr, the popular 3-column layout, in which on two sides the sidebar will be there, in the middle the content will be there, and the footer will be there. So grid template column, we are doing this. We want 3 rows, so we are going to have that grid template rows also, which will be 150 pixel, 150 pixel, 150 pixel. Let me save it. Let us see. So it is like this. Let me do one thing. Let me open my console also. So it is right now, it is like this. Nothing great is happening, means we are just dividing it like this for because three columns and 3 rows, but it doesn't have that many items, so it is coming here only. So now grid this grid template areas we will use. So for that, this new property known as grid template areas, in general we give it in the next line. So sidebar 1, so we can write anything, like we are writing sidebar 1 content, sidebar 2, let me copy it 2 times, content sidebar 2, footer, footer, footer. So what does that mean? That each first row will have 3 part. First one will be sidebar, second one will be content, third one will be sidebar. Again it is sidebar 1, then content, sidebar. So it means that the sidebar 1 will go till 2 column, and this also like this, content also like this, and the last row will contain footer. So let me save it, let me then refresh it. So now also you will see there is no effect, only the effect is that I am seeing this. Let me do one thing, let me do it separate window. It's too big. Okay, whatever. So see, sidebar 1 content, sidebar 2, sidebar 1 content, sidebar 2, footer, footer, footer. So it is also marking them. This is not what it is really, it is not, it will be there, but it is marking them. So we are getting a very visual way. So now what we need to do, this side, I am sidebar 1, this should expand till here. I am sidebar 2, this should expand till here. This footer thing, I am footer, this should expand in these 3 areas, and this content, it should expand in these 2. And to do that, it is very easy. What we need to do, after the grid template areas, we will write footer. What we are doing now, we are targeting this footer, and then I will write grid area. Where does this footer should go? It should go to footer, it should go to this footer. This footer is this class, and this footer is this. Similarly, dot item 1, we are targeting this item 1, which as we know is our sidebar 1 grid area, sidebar 1 let me copy it 2 times. So after that this item 2 is there, which is actually our content. So grid area will be content, and then item 3, this will be sidebar 2. Let me save it. So this is the whole thing, and let me refresh it. So see, our whole layout is done. The sidebar came here, the second sidebar came here, the content came here, and the footer came here. So this is how powerful this is. Let me dock it to the bottom. So okay, so this is the power of template areas. So by this way, this is another way of creating thing. Not many people use this thing, but this is a very good way. And there is another thing with this. Now we can use media queries, and see, in the media query we only have to change this grid template area. So let me do some media query. Add media, max width is 700 px. So we are giving it for the tablet view. So dot container, again we will target, and everything else will remain the same, only this thing will change, grid template area, because this thing will be the same. And we can do whatever we want. So in the maybe in the tablet view, we want the content sidebar 1 sidebar 2. Let me save it and refresh it. I am reducing it, and see, here it is happening, here it is moving like this. So I know this is moving down, it's okay, but this is how we can move it. So that we have to do it. The sidebar we are moving it down, and the thing. So this is how easily we can do it with the grid template areas. The next thing which we are going to see is in of the grid is we will attempt to do the legendary masonry layout. As many of you who are old, you might know that masonry layout is very difficult to attend with the old CSS float or anything. So we can do it easily with CSS grid, the masonry layout. Masonry layout means you will soon see what is a masonry layout if you don't know. So for this we are going to use this one, this Codepen. Here we are having a lot of items, actually till 70 items are there, and after that let me now add the container display grid. Grid gap is 20 pixel. Save it, refresh it. So it will be 20 pixel till 70. After that, grid template column, repeat 10 columns we need, and each one will be 1 FR, means whatever the space it is taking. So like this we will get those 70. Each will take how much space is there. So now we will add some irregularities to make them of different sizes. So instead of targeting each one of them, we will use the nth child property. So let me use the nth child property dot item nth child 6n background, let it be blue, means every 6 number of child, and grid column span 6. These things we have seen in the previous part, so it will span 6. So let me save it and let me show you. See, every 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, it is going there and spanning it till 6 column it is spanning. So let me do one thing, let me copy it 2 times, and instead of 6 this one will be 8, and let us add some good color which is known as tomato. So these things are there in CSS 3, the news color. So this span 2, then is there a color called light green? I think there it is. There we have a span 2 again. Save it. Not 6n. I want 6n is already there. I want 9n. So now let me refresh it. Yeah. So blue, then this tomato kind of color, and then this light green color. So we have added irregularities. So we let us add some other kind of irregularities to this child line, not column. Let me add it to a row. So that it expand like this one 9, 18, 36. So this is the irregularities which we have added. So now with just one property we will try to optimize everything, just one property, and that property is known as grid auto flow, and the value will be tens. Let me save it and refresh it, and with just that property we have got the legendary mason property. So what does that dense do? It try to fit in the wherever the space is, they try to fit in that thing 8, 9, after that it put the 10. So we got a masonry, a very good masonry with only one line of code actually, and that is only this grid autoflow dance. So this is the power of CSS grid. So this completes our part 3 of the series. See you soon in the last part, which will be part 4. Thank you.